Greetings, Captains, and welcome to this Explain 10 video. Today we're going to be flying the JRollon CRJ200. This aircraft, of course, is not a new production for Explain. It's been around for a long time. Too bad it hasn't been updated in the longest time now. But nevertheless, it is a really beautiful aircraft. It's a lot of fun to fly. It's got a lot of systems simulated, considering the age of this aircraft and how many years have passed and where we are today. I think this is a great aircraft. So today we're going to be flying Lufthansa. We're going to be doing a short route today from Dusseldorf to Frankfurt. It's a very short route. It's about 100 nautical miles. We're going to be flying and maintaining flight level 150. And we should arrive into Frankfurt in less than 1 hour. The skies are clear, as you can see. There are no clouds here in the vicinity, and everything should be perfect for our flight today. So without further ado, Captains, let us jump into the flight deck and prepare the aircraft for departure. Welcome to the flight deck, Captains. Let's get things started here. So battery master can go on. Okay, let's silence those alarms. By the way, I'm using a custom sound set, and of course, as usual, I will provide you with the links to all the plugins, scenery, in the description section of the video. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is we need to open the APU door. So let's go ahead and open the APU door. Let's watch here and wait for the door. By the way, the APU door is located at the rear end of the aircraft. All right, APU door is now open. Let's start the APU. All right, so now the EGT is rising. All right, looks like the APU is now available. So APU gen. Okay. And we can start the fuel, something that acts like the APU bleed. Let's turn the packs on so we can supply some air conditioning, some fresh air to the cabin and cockpit. All right. And what else do we need to do here? Passenger signs. Right, passengers are now boarding the aircraft. And aside from this, we are fine as far as the overhead panel for now. We can turn the lights on here so we can see. Alright, so that's done. Alright, so let's go ahead now and start programming the MCDU. Now, it says MCDU menu, but it says FMS here, so okay. Position initialization. Ooh, we need to align the IRS, so those need to go to nav mode. And now we can set the initial position, which is Echo Delta Delta Lima. That's the ICO code for Dusseldorf. And we copy that there. And we're done. Okay, so I've saved a company route so that we save some time here. EDDL to Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot. And put that there. Okay. So let's just make sure that everything's fine here. So this is the departure. We have an active SID and a runway. And we'll go to the arrival. And I see that there is an active there is an active 25 left. Why don't we have this one? Okay, so I'll just select this and execute. So now we have the runway active as well. Alright, so everything looks okay. Let's go to the legs page. And everything looks okay to me here, and of course we need to verify everything before departure. So alright, so that's the first thing, the FMC. Now we need to go to performance, and the temperature right now Outside temperature is 18 Celsius. Oops. Let's see. Clear that. So 18 Celsius. And that's our takeoff. So we are derating the engine, if you will. So the thrust limit would be 90%, even if you push the thrust levers all the way to max. Okay. What else do we need to do here in the FMS? I think that's about it. That's the legs page. Alright, so let's set our V speeds today, and let's switch this to speed reference to V speeds, and our V1 today based on our current weight is 127, and our V rotate is 134, and V2 is 141. Alright, that's done, and our target speed is 168. There we go, and that is also set. Let's go to the local map real quick. By the way, if you go to the local map and click on the airport, it will give you all the information that you need as far as the airport elevation, the frequencies, and it gives you a little bit something about the weather. So visibility more than 10, wind light, and variable altimeter is 3027, and that's what I'm interested in. 3027, which is already set here. So we just now need to wait for the IRS to align. Okay, let's set the format and nav source for our flight. Okay, so FMS, and let's set the flight. There, that looks like the plan. And by the way, if you want to check your plan, you can use these arrows to cycle. It's kind of like the step into. And so let's take a look and just make sure that everything looks, normal, which it does. Okay, that's the last waypoint before arriving into Frankfurt. So I'll put this back here, and let's decrease the range so we can see what's happening. Alright, so we are today going to be, let me just pop this up here, it will help us see what's going on. So we're gonna fly and maintain 15,000 feet, and for the vertical speed, it's going to, I think a 2.3 is a good vertical speed for our initial climb, and nav will enable that. Alright, looks like everything is fine. So we can now bring this back here, and we are now pretty much ready to go. So we'll call the pushback truck, and we'll start our engines. Okay, so let me call the pushback truck. Tugmaster start, call, and let's just wait for the pushback truck to be in position. Alright, release parking brake. In the pushback, and let's start our engines. So we'll start the right engine first, arm, start the engine, and we'll wait for N2 to reach 19%, and then we'll start the engine. There we go. Okay, that's good enough, and stop. Set the parking brake. I'm just going to remove him. Right, let's go ahead and start engine, left engine. And again, we wait for N2 to reach about 19%. There we go, and that's done. And let's wait for the engine to stabilize now. Right, looks like we have a good start on both engines, so we can turn on the generators. And we no longer need the ignition, so we can disarm. And we can turn off the APU. Alright, and APU gen can also go off. We actually started the aircraft with the packs on, which isn't correct. They should have been off, but it worked, so yeah. Alright, so let's turn on our hydraulics. Okay, hydraulics are on, and we are pretty much ready to go now. Yeah. Alright, let's just do final check here. Taxi lights on. Nav lights on. Beacon should have gone on as we were starting the startup procedure. But okay. Alright, everything looks okay to me. V-speeds are set. Altimeter is set.
My name is Shannon. I'll be your flight attendant. Located in your seat back pocket is a passenger safety card. It describes the safety features of this Canadair regional jet.
Alright, so we are going to begin our taxi to runway 23 left.
On board this aircraft, there are 2 in the front of the cabin and 2 over the wing. Please take a moment to locate the exit nearest you. In some cases, these exits may be behind you. In the event of a power loss, follow the floor illumination strips to the exit. The cabin is pressurized for your comfort and safety. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will fall from the panels above your head. Pull the mask firmly towards you to start the flow of oxygen. I appreciate your attention and invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our flight. I'll now demonstrate to you the oxygen mask and seatbelt operation.
Alright, so let us do our final check. Flaps are flaps 11, I believe. That's the first level of flaps. Landing lights on. Taxi light off. Strobes on.
Cabin crew proceeds for departure.
Alright, cabin crew advised. Parking brake release. And let's go.
Approaching 23 left. On runway 23 left.
Alright, and we are cleared for takeoff. And rotate. Positive rate, gear up. And let's track the flaps. Right, and we can now engage the autopilot. Alright, so what I've done wrong is the reason why the autopilot was engaging is the yaw dampers were not on. So they are on now, and we're going to need to reduce throttle now to maintain about 250 knots. Okay, so we're going to climb to 15,000 feet. Now, the way this aircraft banks, as you can see, it makes a very sharp bank. And if you want to reduce it, you can click on half bank, and the aircraft will automatically adjust its bank so that it's not so steep.
Altimeter setting.
All right. So we need to set the altimeter to standard. That's the barrel reference to 992. There we go. Okay, so this is pretty good. Everything is per design intent. And if we look here, we're at about now 184 nautical miles from Frankfurt. So the direct route is about 100 nautical miles, but with our citizen stars, it kind of goes up to about 180 something. So the thing to remember is you need to engage the oil damper. And probably the reason why I forgot is, I'm accustomed to probably the Boeing way, which is kind of located somewhere over here. So it takes some time to get used to this, and I probably should read the checklist before departure. So, but anyway, we are on our way, and everything is okay at the moment, so we're fine. Let us take a look here. We are going to be cruising at 15,000 feet, and we need to be at 4,000 feet before arrival into Frankfurt. So we need to descend about 11,000 feet. That would be divide that. So it's 11 times 3, so 33 plus 10. That's 43 nautical miles. So we need to begin our descent at 43 nautical miles out. A couple of things. This aircraft does not have an auto throttle, and it does not calculate your top of climb and top of descent. So you're going to have to, do those things yourself. Right, that's the altitude alarm. So 1,000 to go. I will let the speed increase a bit, and we'll probably stabilize the speed at 260, and we'll leave it there for the remainder of the flight. Alright, captains, as you can see, we are approaching Frankfurt. This is the airport right there, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to begin our descent. So let's go ahead and set the altitude to the final altitude today is 4,000 feet. There we go. And again, there's no auto throttle, so we have to do this manually. So we click on vertical speed, and we set the descent rate at 1,000 feet per minute. Okay, so the remaining time is about 17 minutes. And the reason why I decided to descend now is I want to maintain 1,000 feet per minute. So 1,000 feet per minute, 17, that's 17,000. We should be able to decrease that to probably 500 feet per minute. So that's the airport right there. Alright, so that's the airport, and that is runway 25 left. This is our landing runway. So we continue to fly our star now. We should be just fine for our final altitude, and at 6,000 we will reset the altimeter. So all is well at the moment. All right, captains, we are now approaching our transition altitude, so I'm going to go ahead and reset the altimeter to 3024. I think that's 13024. Okay. All right, we can reduce our rate of descent now to 500 feet per minute. Alright, captains, at this point we are making our final turn before we reach Frankfurt. So we are now pretty close, and in a minute we are going to make some changes here. Alright, so all is well at the moment. Everything appears to be okay, and we need to start reducing our speed, so I'm going to reduce our speed down to 200 knots. Okay, so we have the runway in sight now, and that's runway 25 left. So I'm going to go ahead and now reduce our speed to about 160 knots, and I'm going to disengage the autopilot, and we'll begin our descent. We'll do a visual approach today. Alright, and we'll introduce flaps at this point. Okay, I have the thrust lever at idle right now for our descent. And this is probably a good time for us to introduce second degree of flaps and reduce our speed. Need to maintain too many things. Alright, and at this point, select gear down.
Approaching 25 left. 10. Long landing. Long landing.
Alright, and touchdown. Welcome to Frankfurt. Thrusters are out. Well, our landing wasn't too bad. For the first time landing this aircraft, I think it was alright. Take a look at our landing in just a minute now. Right, let me stop right over here and take a look at the landing. There we go. So there was a bit of wind as I came in, so I had to use the rudder to correct the aircraft. Let's go ahead and turn off the landing lights, turn taxi light on, strobe can go off.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. Those seat backs and tray tables in their full upright and locked position. The deck will carry on items completely stowed until we arrive at the gate. When the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign, use caution when opening the overhead bin. Items may have shifted during flight and could fall out. You can go ahead and use your cell phone to make phone calls at this time, but we'd like to ask you, please, do not stand up or remove any carry-on items to obtain your cell phone. If any of you are...
Alright, captains, I hope that you've enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. I hope that it's been an informative video and fun to watch. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye for now.